What is going on, guys? This is Daniel, and today we'll take a look at the last few minutes of the Wizards and Magic game, which went to overtime and the Wizards hung on to win. The Magic execute my favorite type of pick and roll, where it's to the middle and there's no one in the bottom left side of your screen in that corner, so they can't help weak side. The way to stop this for the Wizards is to ice it and force Oladipo baseline, which they don't do, and that allows Oladipo to get to the middle of the floor and Harris gets a foul. The Magic on the other end also played good defense on this possession. Oladipo doesn't let Wall go middle, Vucevic helps out on a non-shooting threat Gortat, and Jameer Nelson falls asleep a little and Beal gets open, but he hustles back to contest the miss. Now this time the Wizards do ice the pick and roll and contain it, and Vucevic will get in the low post, and Gortat has always been a good low post defender dating back to when he was backing up Dwight Howard in Orlando and he forces a tough shot. The Wizards run a double staggered pick and roll for John Wall, and that means the second screener's defender, in this case Tobias Harris, must hedge. He doesn't, and Wall gets a wide open shot, which he makes. The Magic again run that same pick and roll with Oladipo and Harris, but again the Wizards ice this and they contain it well, but Ariza does a terrible closeout, which gives Oladipo a wide open shot and Harris gets the layup off the rebound. Notice Bradley Beal not box out Tobias Harris at all. Now John Wall gets fouled in a three-pointer, and looking at the replay it wasn't much, but Afflalo did make contact with Wall before he landed, so that's a good call. The Magic again run the Oladipo and Harris pick and roll, and this time Oladipo's man goes under the screen and giving Oladipo the shot, which he doesn't take. The Wizards play good defense and they double one pass away, but they recover and Marcin Gortat contests nicely at the basket. Now up 3, all you have to do is run the Wizards off the three-point line if you're the Magic. But look at the closeout by Tobias Harris. How could you possibly give John Wall this much space up 3 points? Now if I'm the Magic, I don't isolate in this situation, as you don't have a Damian Lillard who will make these tough shots to win. Now first watch it, but I'll later go into why this may be the worst isolation I've ever seen, and it's not Oladipo's fault. Now if you're going to isolate, it should be in this 1-4 setup, as it gives the ball handler as much space as possible. Now not only are they not in the 1-4 set, but Kyle O'Quinn, who hasn't made a three-pointer all season, is near the top of the key, so Gortat can pretty much patrol the paint, which allows Oladipo no choice but to take the jumper, as there is no room for him to drive, which wouldn't be a problem if they were in the 1-4 set. To start overtime, they run John Wall off 3 screens, which I like, similar to the Spurs' Tony Parker loop play, but he can't hit the shot. The Magic again run their pick and roll, and the Wizards go under the screen again and force Oladipo into a long 2, but he hits it. Here the Wizards run Beal off a screen, and he gets Oladipo to fall and gets middle penetration, but Harris provides nice rim protection and Beal can't finish. The Magic go into a flow pick and roll with Vucevic, and Oladipo is looking for a shot or a lane to the basket, and if you're the Wizards you want him taking long 2s, but he hits another one. In a little time I've watched John Wall, I've been impressed with his skip passes, and here he delivers a nice one to Ariza. Good closeout by Afflalo, but that's a great shot by Ariza. The Magic come down and they'll just get into a few pick and rolls and dribble handoffs. They don't get anything off the first one, and off the second one, Jameer Nelson, instead of using the screen, he jacks up a tough 3 and misses. The Magic do the right thing and play ice off the pick and roll, but the great point guards can attack the big man off this, and John Wall is becoming a great point guard. Again, the Magic go into the pick and roll, and I would like to see more creativity out of the offense, but because Oladipo's been hitting the shots, the big man is forced to hedge and Harris gets a wide open shot. Here, Tobias Harris should be the one helping, and he is in position, but Vucevic needlessly helps and Wall hits Gortat, a good decision, and Gortat hits. I've been impressed with Wall. The Magic again run the pick and roll, but this time Oladipo doesn't hit Harris. There's not much movement, the offense is very stagnant. I'm not impressed with what I'm seeing. But here the Wizards commit a no-no as they hedge and go over the pick and roll, which always gives the ball handler an open lane to the basket. This time is no different, but Gortat provides good inside help to block the shot. John Wall commits 2 mistakes on this possession, as first off, he allows Jameer Nelson to go baseline, which gets Trevor Ariza out of position, and Oladipo goes right by him. Then, he helps one pass away and Nelson hits the floater. Here, the Magic do a great job containing the pick and roll, and they rescreen and they perform ice and do a great job. But here, Afflalo just doesn't get to that ice position fast enough, and Beal, a very good shooter, gets an open look. Here, the Magic again go pick and roll. This might be the 10th straight time they've done this, but Ariza again commits a terrible closeout, but Afflalo misses the gimme. Here the Magic run screen and roll, and better job by Wall staying with Nelson, but he picks up the foul. Replay shows Wall may have gotten all ball, but still, he's in great position. Why reach? Now this is one of the best plays I've seen either team run. Off of Horns, he'll execute a dribble handoff into a pick and roll, but John Wall kills the spacing by running through and then commits a terrible pass, but Brad Beal comes up with a huge block, which then on the other end leads to a Ariza 3. Great find by Wall here, and Ariza has really improved his 3-point shooting. But the real reason Ariza was open, a great heads-up screen by Booker. Really nice job. And here, another good defensive play by Beal as he sticks with his man, and the Wizards get the rebound. On the next possession, the Wizards run a pick and roll, and Oladipo does a good job, but the Magic switch, which is alright. Tobias Harris is a good athlete, and they get John Wall to take a contested fadeaway, but he hits it. Now the Magic need a bucket to stay in the game, but they don't really run anything. They don't run anyone off screens. The offense is very stagnant, little movement, and Jameer Nelson is forced to take a long 3, and that's the game. Well, there you have it. I've been impressed with the Wizards, and John Wall has lots of shooters to find, and I think their offense won't be a problem, and their defense is pretty good, but they don't execute their schemes as well as teams like the Bulls and Pacers, of course. The Magic are a rebuilding team, but I haven't really been impressed with head coach Jacque Vaughn. His offense is pretty uncreative, and he does imply good defensive concepts, but they just haven't been executing them as well as they need to. So we'll see how they can do, and Vaughn has the potential to lead a team to a good record, but he does need to have a better offense.